Happy spring, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Robert Sarazin Blake. This is The Kitchen Table. Together, the name of the show is Robert Sarazin Blake from The Kitchen Table with my associate on my right, David Pender-Lofgren. So happy to be here. Last week it was sunny, it was warm, and some members of our audience suggested that we have gin and tonics this week. I thought it's going to be cold next week. Sunny weather just does not stick around this time of year. And indeed, it's too chilly for me to have a gin and tonic, so we're on to the dark beers here, and I got the warm jacket and the scarf even for this spring show, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Welcome to the Kitchen Table. So glad you're here. We got a great guest tonight, Tamar Korn, her third time being on the show. We just love Tamar. She played the last jamboree that happened in 2019, and she comes from Brooklyn, New York, and we love her music, so excited to have her later on. But before we go any further, we started this show. We are into our second year, our third season, and we are heading into our 50th show here before too long. I'm not sure when that is exactly, but we started the pandemic, and we're staying isolated to keep people safe. And a lot of people have died. Over 500,000 people have died, and climbing. Maybe it's up to 6 now. So we light a candle for all the people lost in the pandemic as we climb out of April into May, our second May in the pandemic. If we can remember last May, we thought this isn't going to last too long. So we light a candle for all of the suffering. We've all been suffering in ways we understand and in ways we don't yet understand. This type of isolation is not good for the human condition, so we're suffering. We're getting along as best we can together. That's part of what we're doing here. So we have hope for better times, and gratitude for the fun we are able to have within these isolated conditions. The vaccines are starting to flow. Small groups are gathering. Next week, we will actually have a small live outdoor audience, weather permitting. So here we go, everybody. So glad you're here. Glad to be here myself. Grateful to be alive in this moment at the kitchen table. Last time Tamar was on the show, she did an amazing version of Leonard Cohen's Democracy's Coming to the USA. So I'm hoping she'll do that again this time, and sort of to spur that on, I'll do a little LC myself. Tomorrow's actually finishing up a real live in-person outdoor gig in New York City right now. She's making her way back to her apartment to join us. When I invited her, she said, "I got an actual gig that day, not sure if I can do it," but we looked at the timing, the time change, the time zones, the subway time, the bus schedule. And as long as the trombone player doesn't take too many choruses for the last song in their set, she will be here on time. In a little bit, half hour, 40 minutes or so. How we doing? How you doing? Let us know where you're listening in from. Let us know what you're drinking. Catherine and Bruce are having gin and tonics, but I don't know. Anybody else having gin and tonics? We got to get organized. We don't have a drink of the week. We're going to get that better for next week. And if you're new to the kitchen tables, happy to have you here. People say hello in the comments, and everybody will make you feel welcome. Everybody knows the dice are loaded. Everybody rolls with the fingers crossed. Everybody knows the war is over. Everybody knows the good guys lost. Everybody knows the game is fixed. The poor stay poor, the rich get rich. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows the ship is sinking. Everybody knows the captain lied. Everyone's got this broken feeling, like the father, the dog just died. Everyone's talking to their pockets. Everybody wants a box of chocolates and amongst them rolls. Everybody knows. Everybody knows you love me, baby. Everybody knows you really do. Everybody knows that you've been faithful. Give and take a night or two. Everyone knows Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that it's now or never. Everyone knows it's me or you. Everyone knows you live forever when you've done a line or two. Everyone knows the deal is right. Old Black Joe's still picking cotton for your ribbons and bows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows the plague is coming. Everybody knows it's moving fast. Everyone knows the naked man and woman are just a shining artifact from the past. Everyone knows the scene is dead. It's gonna be a meter on your bed that will disclose what everybody knows. Everybody knows you're in trouble. Everybody knows what you've been through. From the blood on the cross of Calvary to the beach in Malibu. Everybody knows it's coming apart. Take one last look at the Sacred Heart before it blows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Leonard Cohen. First heard that tune through Pump Up the Volume. People my age would relate to that film that came out in the 90s when we were teenagers, about a kid who runs an underground radio station, Pump Up the Volume, and Leonard Cohen is so hip that it was his music. It was the record that they're playing in the that the teenagers were playing in the 90s. April, I thought, do I have any songs that have to do with April? I thought, yes, I do. This one here is still not recorded. Pandemic has slowed down my recording. But I'm going to catch up. Special hello to my family in Michigan right now. Hope you're tuning in. Wake in the half-light and the birds sing in summertime. Making it all disappear. Making it all disappear. feet on your head. You slipped into the day gone. It all disappeared. It all disappeared. By now we know if it goes slow, clock is erased, get left behind. If there's a breeze, the warm spring morning birds in your warm twine with the blind, take it, keep it. For the murder, dark days, beats on our gaze, we'll go places with some aid. Make it all disappear. Make it all disappear. Make it all disappear. Wake in the half-light, and the birds singing summertime. I'm hearing the birds right now. Thanks for being with us. We're going to charge into a song. Your son was out to the safe passage. We're hoping for the very safe passage of Joe Biden's infrastructure plan. So let's all call our senators and let's get this thing passed. Let's build roads and bridges, but mostly let's build trains. Let's build trains. So we're not all driving around in our emitting vehicles all over the place. Let's get on the train. I love the train. I was just reading how much money is involved in this package for Amtrak. I'm into it. I'm mobbed by bridges that fill me with wonder, that fill me with awe. I don't neglect the grandeur. Hands poured the pilings, smooth concrete. Glitter the storms, played out the vision of the eyes at the desk, pencil in hand, cup of coffee, paper and calculation, architect of plans, artist with design, engineer with equations, men and women of desire, politicians pass legislation, but it builds the ways and means, tax collector, clerk catered the one, put it in the right pile, pay the bill in April, put it off could all be somewhere else, other end of the valley, across the reservation. Out in the ocean, ships across seas. And it's rain, we might not notice. If the radio's strong, we might not see. Just take it for granted, all that's been expanded. Our hands it took to get to the other side. On my bridges. Thanks for being with us this Sunday. Time for the third song, checking what the heck is going on out there. I'm just happy to be here, I gotta say, especially so this week. I really am feeling good. And I had to do a little bit of driving this week. And it just feels good to be home. It feels good that I have this Sunday group, our kitchen table irregulars. David, what's going on out there in comment land? Just so I can feel the presence of these irregulars.
The irregulars are all here.
I love it.
There has been quite a bit of discussion about the drink, and there may have been a bit of confusion about what our drink was this week.
I hope we don't have a schism within the irregulars.
I don't think there's a schism.
That happened in the Catholic Church, you know. Don't need that.
It seems as though the only schism that exists is that some people have heard in advance that we did, in fact, institute the Facebook group.
Right.
That was promised last week.
We did something we said we would do, which I know a lot of people aren't used to. So I could see that being a shocking thing for some people. David, tell everybody about the Facebook group. How is this going to work?
Okay, so here's the deal. We have a Facebook group set up now. If you go to the description of this this live stream, there's a link to the Facebook group. So if you're not already a part of it, I tried to figure out how to invite people. It got complicated. Click on the link. You're more than welcome. And once there, you'll see that you can do a variety of things, including interacting with each other in the off hours. And you can also do things like decide what the beverage of the week will be. And I think really once it gets rolling, we'll just sort of, well, let the inmates run the no. That's the wrong.
The irregulars. I'm nominating Kim as admin here. I think Kim has the capability to wrangle the irregulars to help decide what the drink should be. I don't know if Kim's watching right now, but I've been meaning to reach out to Kim to see if you can help be the admin and help wrangle the irregulars in discussion for what the drink will be. So right now, we don't know what the drink is next week. What else do we have to say? As always, hey, maybe you're new and you don't know what the heck's going on. Your left just tell you. Oh, sometimes we forget to turn off the phone. So I pick it up? I don't think so. That it could be amusing. But it looks to me like it's someone calling for money. I mean, you give this Senate Democratic Organizing Committee $25 once, and they want to be your best friend forever. They will keep on calling you. And so sometimes I just have to hang up the phone. It's not even just that I'm on the air, because actually I'd be kind of entertained at picking up the phone, depending who it would be. What I'm trying to say to the new listeners, I hope you're sticking with me through all this sort of mucking around. Every Sunday we're doing this show here, 5 o'clock. West Coast time, myself, and we always have guests. And today our guest is Tamar Korn. She's coming on in a little bit, and we've been having fun with this series of having a shared drink. And if you are enjoying the show, please share it. You can share this stream on your Facebook stream, and that means some friend of yours could become a friend of ours. Somebody's sitting at home right now, they're a little bit bored, they're isolated, they're scrolling through their Facebook feed, and if you share this show on your feed, it'll go to their feed, and they may join us at the kitchen table, and they may have a better Sunday than they would have otherwise. So please do share. David, what else do we have to say?
I think for now. Oh well, and of course there is always the tip jar.
Oh, of course.
Greatly appreciate.
We need it.
Greatly appreciate any donations that come our way. They do get shared with the guest, of course. How do they get shared with the guest, Robert?
We send them those. We got a big bag of digital money that we've been gathering for a year, and I keep on telling the guests, just wait a little bit longer, and we'll send you the digital money. So we got a big bag of digital money, and we're gonna hire a digital money carrier service to carry this digital money. No, we just send it over the internet like we do everything else. We just spread it around. Money's gotten so weird. There's so little cash. It's just these little floating numbers. It's getting weird. Yes, please, thank you. Please and thank you for the donations. Keeping us rolling, keeping us feeling like we matter. I mean, I know our worth, our self-worth comes from another place, but it helps, you know. I was thinking of what I should play. I thought, well, let's, you know, the culture's opening up a little bit. Downtown Bellingham is starting to happen a little bit. Not for real, you know, not for real, but just little bits. Sidewalk cafes. Everybody has gone sidewalk, you know. The song's about the sidewalk. It's called On the Corner of Saturday Night. From my record called Rest-a-Tea. I was hungry. I got a sandwich. I've been drinking a little wine. Sit on the corner. Watch the girls. Heard the voice of an old friend of mine. Forget about the bar, the party's out on the streets. Sidewalk in between. No bouncer to kill your buzz. You can bring your own drinks. Packs are rolling, hurting going to the next bar. To the cab, to the after party, off to the diner, 10 p.m. anticipation, 2 a.m. drink. Forget about the bar, the party's out on the street. It's a warm summer night. No cover charge, no ID. A front row seat to the fights. My imagination got stupid. I saw 2 young Latinos. I thought I could be the man. They didn't see me, but a white girl did. Hola, senors, what she said. I kept on walking, I kept eating my sandwich. Well, I've been drinking a little wine, trying to hold back. Buzz and the Bears, the short skirt wolf pack, blue jean hawks, bartender's kickback, searching for the flame, hustling for the fall, lipstick in the mirror in the bathroom. Forget about the bar, the party's out on the streets. It's almost Halloween. All the kids are back and they're acting the fool. Somebody said, somebody screamed. Somebody did. Give the guy a dog. He ain't playing for free. Give the guy a dog. He ain't playing for free. Give the guy a dog. He ain't playing for free. Must have played that song every show for 2 or 3 years, and I haven't played it now in a couple of years. Felt good to be back in the saddle. We got the neighbors going by. All right. Single women. Kids are with their dad for the weekend. White wine. Clean the kitchen. I got distracted, but we just got word that Tamara's actually made it back from her other gig, and now she's here on this gig. For a New Yorker to do 2 gigs in one day is no big deal, but for us West Coasters, we're so impressed that we've lost our track of the lyric. Where were we? Let's start from the top. Single women. Kids are with their dad for the weekend. White wine. Clean the kitchen. Walk around, try to lose a couple pounds, get together with the girlfriends downtown, tequila night. All right. Single women. Invited to 3 weddings this summer. Bummer. Doesn't have a date. Maybe she'll meet somebody that it'll be. We're all right. Single women. Abused at the office, glass ceilings, bosses. 3/4 of the payment passes. Take the jerk to court for the why, because it's always been that way. Take the jerk to court for the back pay. All right. The young men don't understand. Woman looks pretty good with a kid in the hand. Hey, David. Kid pulling on the skin, take a deep breath, count to 10. Let it out again. Let him run his legs out in a couple hours to herself if she could stay awake tonight. Be all right. Single women. Live in studio apartments. Single women live in a great big house. Single women haven't been laid in a year. Single women are always late. Single women get to work on time. Single women got lucky last night. Single women think they may have made a great big mistake, a lot like some married women. This time when I say it's alright, you say it's alright. I say it's alright, you say it's alright. There's so much pressure in this world to be coupled. much of that pressure to be coupled falls on women. It's not fair, it's not right. If you're coupled, it's alright. If you're single, it's alright. If you're tall, it's alright. If you're short, it's alright. If you're wide, it's alright. If you're narrow, it's alright. If you're in some other country legally, it's alright. If you're in some other country other than legally, it is all right. No matter where you are, no matter who you are, and it is. It's alright. It's alright. Say it's alright. 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 Woo! I'm going to do one more, and then we have our guest coming all the way in from Brooklyn, New York. Are you ready after one more tomorrow? Yeah, all right. I can see tomorrow, but you can't, listening audience. That's just what's happening right here. But don't worry, everybody will see her soon enough. To me, there's some announcements to make, such as next week Devin Champlin will be our guest. Next week we will be outdoors with a live audience somewhere in the Columbia neighborhood. The address won't be posted, but if you wander around the Columbia neighborhood next Sunday, you may find us in some alley. Find us in some alley if you wander around the Columbia neighborhood next Sunday. You may find us in some alley with Devin Champlin playing songs too. Woo-hoo. I'm in the kitchen, anticipating your returning. No one gives to me sweet like you do love, and I'm chopping potatoes. I'm making sure there's coffee for the morning. Even pick some daisies to put them in a jar. Over the window when I thought I heard the sound of your bike in the backyard. Coming home. Tomatoes and garlic, capers and carrots, baked bread together, butter and break it. I'm chopping onions. Crying all my tears away. I just can't wait to see your face when I tell you all of the stories I have saved. Saw there was nothing, just my imagination. Gonna put the burner on low. Nothing I'm cooking for you to get ruined. I would expect you anywhere around an hour or so. music on. I'm chopping basil, I'm listening to sweet love songs about somebody coming home. Olives and asparagus and collard greens, hoping to win your heart. These things. So come on over when you want to see me. The table's set, the kettle's on the tea. After dinner we'll sit out on the porch, talk about some old times, times we've been through. You know, any time is a good time. I would always love to see you. And with that, we're going to bring our friend all the way from New York into our home here. Well, actually, she's going to take us into her home because this kitchen table reaches all the way from Bellingham to Brooklyn, all the way to Guelph, Ontario. And I don't have an itch or fleas or anything like that. I'm looking around for my ear monitor because without that, it's going to be very difficult for us. David Penderloff to the rescue as per used. And here she is. Tamar, how are you?
Hey.
Hey, I can hear you.
Happy to see you.
It's great to see you, and I'm glad you got the memo
hoping-
that we would both wear
All
purple
right.
and blue today.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
look good.
Well, right back at you.
I'm
These are
throwing
our...
myself off in this video because it's like 5 seconds late, but nonetheless. That's velvet, isn't it?
It's something very much like velvet. Yes.
Corduroy?
Let's just say it feels like velvet and
it.
looks even better. It
is
feels
one of-
like velvet at a price I can afford.
That's what we all need to find.
Tamar, tell us what's going on.
This is singularly probably the busiest day I've had in recent memory before since BC era, you know.
Yeah, BC.
But I started this really sweet Sunday gig at this outdoor spot in Crown Heights, and it's great. They roll out a spin-up piano, and there were 3 bands that played there, and it's just out of the love. This, you know, he actually meant to open it during COVID time.
Wow.
I mean, he didn't mean for COVID to happen, but they were going to open it. And then as it turned out, they have this really wide sidewalk, so they were able to survive and subsist and kind of make a venue out of it, which was the original intention. And then I also, the really big thing that I did in this whole period of time, the most formal gig I had in a way was a commission for the Irish Arts Centre to write a piece, and they were asking, and I've been involved with Mick Maloney and their Winter Solstice show for the last 8 years, just as a non-Irish spice to add to the mixture and to add to the party, and so they knew me and they asked me to do a commission, and then Carnegie Hall is doing this online festival that includes a lot of citywide arts organizations, so they asked IAC to give a couple contributors, and so it's neat. It makes me feel like a professional. So they just aired this broadcast. It's like a radio style just podcast of Dennis Lichtman and I, who he helped me write the tune. He like filled out the chords because he's a good mind reader. at the very least, if not a great musician. And then, yeah, we did an interview, and I included that Harlem Renaissance tune. There'll be some changes made and a little oration of a piece of writing I really like. So that was released today, and I have you hang out with in this wonderful virtual possibility.
So this is the first time here at the kitchen table that, you know, we often say, you know, the kitchen table represents the after party, that there's the gig, and then after the gig,
Very
when
much
you're on the road,
so.
you end up at someone's kitchen table doing a few more songs. This is the first time somebody has completed their performance at Carnegie Hall and then come over to join us at the kitchen table. So next time you play Carnegie, I hope you think of us for the kitchen table again, because it truly is an honor for us to be hosting you, no matter where you play before you come and join us, but especially when it's Carnegie Hall, as the token non-Irish at the Irish Carnegie Festival. I think I got that story right. I love it. Will you do that tune for us or not?
I will. I was
Okay.
figuring out how to do it from a demo version that we did before we recorded it. I have just Dennis playing he has this beautiful resophonic tenor guitar, which is basically like a little, it's like, I mean, this is a tenor guitar, but he has it tuned in not like the top 4 strings of a guitar like I have, but it's this metal guitar, one of the resonator.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a tricone or whatever, but it was like this beautiful 1920s instrument he has. And then this clarinet player, Dan Levinson, was recording it with us, but on this demo, I was gonna share it in a bit. Maybe I should do it.
Oh, you do your schedule.
now. Well, I'll do
whatever,
a tune first.
Yeah,
but,
whatever you feel. It's just great to have you back. I love it. We had you, I believe, last
I'm
July.
So glad you asked me.
And then we had you at the start of what we called season 2, which was when we started at this
With Albany.
space here. With Albany, that's right. And she's still your roommate?
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, she's been down in Texas, and she's building a little stone house on her friend's, and like near Kerrville, actually.
Cool.
And Denise, do you know Denise?
Not
Anyway, and she has now a puppy that she's dearly in love with, and I don't blame her a bit, but the landlord won't let us have dogs here. So she sadly is going to find another home when she
She's
comes back
building
to the
a house
city.
in Texas,
So we'll miss her.
but she's still paying rent in New York. She's building a house in Texas.
Pretty much,
she's
yeah.
still paying rent in New York.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Albany, oh Albany, I could show you a thing or two.
Albany.
When it comes to
Going on
budgeting, that is not
I
what you
would
should
do
do.
the There's a lot of songs in there.
Yeah.
Well, since I'm having fun learning like a couple chords here and there on this guitar, I'm gonna play a tune up top about remembering that the rain comes with a rainbow, hopefully, and many disparate things come in funny packages, and we don't have to consider the hard times only hard, because they often have some kind of silver lining or rainbow, right? Take your share of troubles, face them and don't complain. If you want the rainbow, you must have the rain. Happiness may come double after a little pain. If you want the rainbow, you must have the rain. What if your love affair should break up, as they sometimes will, when you kiss and make up? Oh, what a thrill. Look for brighter watch for the sun again. If you want a rainbow, you must have the rain. Pull yourself together and just whistle a happy strain. May sadness end in gladness, may the showers not be in vain. If you want the rainbow, you just must have the rain. Oh, so if your lucky card deserts you, and if shadows fall, well, even though it may hurt you, try and laugh a little through it all. Remember, be a cheerful loser, you know you have the whole world to gain. If you want the rainbow, you must have the rain. If you want the rainbow, you must have the rain. You just must have the rain.
Woo! Beautiful.
It is true.
And so apropos for those of us on this side of the kitchen table here in the most northwest
What's the
corner,
weather
most
like
northwest
today?
city. Well, let me tell you, last Sunday it was 70 degrees, nearly got to 80 in Seattle, and it was like wow, it was warm. You know, we don't our brains couldn't even handle it. And then it got cold and rainy again. Well, not cold, you know, but colder and rainy. And now it's just like lush. It's the most springiest spring I ever remember. Usually, spring here lasts for 6 months, but this particular week period, things just got so thick in the foliage. So, you know,
wow.
bring on the rain.
I've been really grateful. Greenwood Cemetery has been open on all the sides. Usually it's just the main entrance, but I live near another entrance, and it's just this beautiful. I don't know whether it's the most lush spring, but it feels that way because I can just go there every day, and there's huge magnolia trees and cherry trees, and
Gorgeous.
it's amazing. What?
Tamar, I just got a note from our producer here for you to turn up the volume you're sending us a little bit.
I can also
We're
bring this slightly closer.
We're all noticing things in different ways in this great pause, in this great time of isolation, and we have to pull from it what we can, and even if we're not pulling, we are forced to notice things because we're not moving so fast.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So,
that makes
3 gigs today, and in your pre-COVID life, 2 gigs in a day would not be that unusual.
no. Yeah, but now it's like my brain has to recalibrate to even remember song. I remember the songs, but once I think of the title, but the Rolodex, that's always been difficult. Just kind of like sifting through who knows what tunes off the cuff and what do you really feel like singing.
Yeah.
What speaks to your heart. I was thinking, just based on that, maybe I'll play, because we're doing 2 at a time or something. Is that how we usually do it?
Well, you know what? I'll go away and you do a couple more, and then I'll come back in and we'll go back and forth.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah. That's the
Okay.
program here. Yeah.
Then I'll include the poem in this next one. This will be a song of the seasons and a poem of my dad's about spring and the struggle of the seasons. And it's called Pause for Inspiration. And he is no longer alive, but his birthday would have been tomorrow. So here's the Sandy Denny tune, Who Knows Where the Time Goes. Oops, that's not right. Excuse me. Sorry, everybody. Let's hope that's good enough. Across the evening sky, all the birds are leaving, but how can they know? It's time for them to go. Before the winter fire, I will still be dreaming. I have no thought of time, for who knows where the time goes? Who knows where the time goes? Let the wilderness of the imagination drown a world of sound and lose itself in dreams. There is in spring the smell of winter and the earth reeking with birth. Each muddy pool unwinds itself in dank profusion. In the struggle of the seasons rages and is conquered by predestined cycles. Year follows year in a mystic evolution. Each moment celebrates the awakening of day. Darkness is but day concealed by shadows in the starlit wilds of imagery, weaving softly past the hour. Time itself is caught and lost within it, and all this turmoil and fantastic harmony which the flower can perceive, decked in fragrance and the subtlety of shades, enraptured by the air, and unfolding themselves to the sun's caress, breathing always, always the light of sweetness. I am not alone while my love is near me, and I know, I know, I know it shall be so. Till it's time to go, so count the storms in winter, and then the birds in spring again. I shall not fear for who knows where the time goes? Who knows where the time goes? And who knows how love grows? We never know how we grow or how the time and space moves on and on and on, and how the seasons reach underneath the ground. Who knows how people's hands become so intelligent to know how to play instruments. I'm very grateful for intelligence of hands. This is a good opportunity to grow my own. I'm grateful for kind listeners. That was a Sandy Denny tune that I'm sure most of you know well. And my dad's name was Tad, which is short for Tamar Korn. And he probably wrote that poem in 1959 when he lived in McGill. When he was going to McGill, living in Montreal. And a cohort of Leonard Cohen's in the poetry world. Okay, let's do another one. Da-da-dee-da-dee. Let's do Sunshine. More songs about the weather. Give the blues a chase. Ooh, gosh, that's the thing about hands, right? They just decide to not work if they're not used to working. Give the blues a chase. Find a sunny place. Maybe I should give up on this one. Okay. Okay. Give the blues a chase. Find a sunny place. I don't get it. Oh, I do. Okay. Then try it once more. Once more. Give the blues a chase. Do it. Find a sunny place. Go and paint your face with sunshine. Pay your doctor bills. Then throw away his pills. You may cure your ills with sunshine. Why don't you take each teardrop one by one before it gets too late? Hang them about. Wow. Hang them about in the sun and they'll evaporate, we hope, when the trouble starts pounding at your heart. Rub those injured parts. Brains don't function when they're doing too many things at once that they're not used to. Rub those injured parts, remember, with some sunshine. Maybe it won't work because it's dark out and although the sun is shining on the full moon. Do I know any songs about the moon on this guitar? When the night has come, boom, boom, and the land is dark, and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid, no, I won't be afraid, just as long as you stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry too much, I won't be too afraid, as long as you stand by me. I am thinking of that song that Robert played about being single, which I am for a while these days. So I'm wondering who it is that might be the one that I'm singing this song to. And would I come to understanding is that it ain't just about the partnerships for me, no, certainly not. Though that would be nice, I think I'm either singing this song to my soul or to, well, yes, it's to my soul, certainly I know that much. As long as I feel like I have access to my inspiration, I'm usually okay. And also, we don't do it alone. No, we don't do it alone. We do it with some community. And oh, how grateful I am for some sense of camaraderie. I live for it. So won't you stand by me, or sit by your computer and stand by me. Speaking of love and forgiveness, I really appreciate this song Iris DeMent wrote. I love her as a songwriter. The songs I know of her, she really speaks to things that are very subtle and don't get spoken that often. And I appreciate this song and its sentiment. Well, you told me that you wish that things had not worked out this way. You never thought there would come a time where you would go away. But you stood right here beside me, even while the love was gone. And just because I'm hurting, that don't mean that you've done something wrong. Well, you said that you were sorry and that you take all the blame. But we both shared the gamble, so let's both share the pain. A gay breeze blew across us, but then love moved along. And just because I'm hurting, that don't mean that you've done something wrong. 'Cause we were happy for a while, dear, but that's all over now. I'll pick up the pieces and I'll get along somehow. But you stood right there. Well, it all came back too clearly in my bed alone tonight, as I was lying here just waiting for that early morning light. Ooh, 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 ooh. Well, you've gone so far away, dear, and these words I could not say. I cursed at you for leaving, slammed the door and ran away. But you've gone so far away, dear, and I've waited now too long to tell you I still love you, and you've done nothing wrong. 'Cause we were happy for a while, dear, but that's all over now. I'll pick up the pieces and I'll get along somehow. Well, it all came back too clearly in my bed alone tonight as I was lying here just waiting for oh, that early morning light. Oh, as I was lying here just waiting for that early morning light.
Beautiful. Thank you. Whew. I bet you had no idea you were going to do that Irish Cement song tonight.
What did you say?
I said, I bet you had no idea you were going to do that Irish Cement song.
Well, I have no idea most things, but that one I actually wanted to do.
Okay.
I thought it would be nice to share.
It just came out of you like breathing, you know? So, thank you.
I love that song. It's also probably the one that I've played the most on the guitar as compared to the other songs that I just played.
Well, you got me going there early on tonight. You said the phrase citywide. Do you remember that?
City Life? Wait.
Citywide.
Citywide.
Citywide. When you're in reference to your Irish gig at Carnegie Hall, you said there was a citywide aspect to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all these city wide arts organizations that are partaking in it. It's called Voices of Hope. You got a song for Citywide?
Well, I do. You spurred me. You must have played in Philadelphia the odd time.
At Time Cafe?
Have you played in Philadelphia the odd time?
Beyond Time.
The odd time.
I'm sorry, for some reason your volume is now very low for me, so I have to shift that. I have played in Philly, but not at the place that you're talking about.
Well, I'm not talking. I said, have you played in Philly the odd time? I said, I'm sure you have played in Philly the odd time.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I like Philly a lot.
Have you played in any odd time signatures?
I consider all my time odd.
Yeah.
But I have a. Can I tell a really quick joke?
You can do whatever you want. It's your show.
Andy Statman plays with this drummer, Larry Eagle.
Yes,
and
I met him
he
once.
told me one time they were trading sets in Greece with this Greek band. Just speaking of odd time signatures, and the Greek band they finished playing a tune, and then the Greek band comes up, and one of the guys in that band says to Larry, "What time signature was that last tune in?" And Larry says, 2. But isn't that amazing?
Andy Statman played Bellingham a while back, long while back now. It was great. And his drummer, Eagle, was there, and I think he had a bass player with him, right?
I think Jim, something.
Jim Whitney, probably.
Yeah.
How did we get so lucky? I don't know what they were. They must have had some other gigs that we got them up here. They're fantastic. In New York, you can go see them every week. That's why we love New York. That's why it costs $1 million to live in New York. That's why Albany should not be paying rent in New York when she's building a stone house in Texas.
We got a lucky situation. Less than $1 million.
We got a lucky situation. This gig's going off the rails tonight. We got a lucky situation. Everybody needs a lucky situation every now and then. All right, so I used to live in Philly and hang in Philly, and in Philly I started a bluegrass night with some guys there and gals, and we were Thursday night, and this was back in 01 or 02, and the night kept on going until COVID hit. At a bar called Fiume, 45th and Locust. You go into the Ethiopian bar on the ground floor, and then up a flight of stairs to a bar called Fiume. There's no sign. You'll find the way, though. And on Thursday night, there'll be a band playing. And for a while, we called ourselves the Citywide Specials. named after a song written by the bass player, Brendan Squire. Very fine musician and incredible human being. I think has landed in Nashville. I'm not sure, but he wrote this song right here. I'm a working man, I'm a drinking man, I'm a man who likes a can of beer. I ain't got a whole lot of money, that's why you find me here. So when I go to spending my money, better spend my money right. A shot at Jim Beam, can of blue ribbon, talking citywide tonight. Oh, citywide, citywide, citywide special for me. I only got $10, they don't want to get a rip. Bartender wants to make it 3. Citywide, citywide, citywide special for me. Cause Friday night I want to get tired talking citywide tonight. Oh, I work all day at a low-down job and I draw a low-down pay. After the rent and bills are spent, got my dough, I don't have much with to play. So when I go to spending my money, better spend it right. Shot of Jim Beam, a can of blue ribbon, talking citywide tonight. In the city of Philadelphia, every bar you could buy a shot of Jim Beam and a can of Pabst Blue Ribbon for $3. It was called the Citywide Special. Oh, citywide, citywide, citywide special for me. Got $10 and I want to get a rip. Bartender wants to make it 3. Citywide, citywide, citywide special for me. Friday night I want to get tired talking citywide tonight. It's Friday night and I want to get tired talking citywide tonight. We got a special situation here in Brooklyn. We got a special situation here in this borough. We got a special situation here in Brooklyn. If you want to get in on that special situation, you might want to send Tamar a correspondence, because that room's going to fill up quickly in that special situation. You better send her a note by tomorrow. Oh, citywide special for me. You only got $10 and I want to get rich. Bartender wants to make it 3. Citywide special for me. Friday night I want to get tired talking citywide tonight. Citywide Special originated at a bar called Bob and Barbara's on the south side. Nate Wiley and the Crowd Pleasers used to play there weekly. Nate Wiley was a tenor player. I believe he's gone the other side. And there was an organ player and a drummer. And then Fume also had the Citywide Special, and then a lot of other bars did too, and I love the Citywide Special. Those are prices you can have in Philadelphia. I don't think there's any bar in New York City where you're going to get a shot and a can for $3. But
Wow.
I'll let Tamar be the official on that type of economic.
Well, I'll tell you what I wasn't expecting to play, but what I feel I probably should now is City Lights, right?
Okay, yep. For Ligeti.
Is that...
Lawrence
Is that
Ferlinghetti's
who wrote it?
bookstore is called City Light.
Oh,
So I'm tying it all
Right.
together with a bow here.
right, of course. On Valencia or something? Or the Mission?
And if I'm not
the
mistaken, he was at McGill same time as your dad in LC.
Wow,
I've made that up completely, but it sounded really good.
great.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I like imagining that scene.
Yeah. I think it's as likely as anything. We'll let the comments. We'll set Henry in St. Louis. We'll let him chime in on that. He probably knows.
Should I do this one or? Huh. Sorry. I was thinking of Bird on a Wire. Do you have a request between the two, Robert?
Well, I opened my show with my request for you, even though I knew you probably weren't able to hear it because you were cycling from your other gig to this gig.
I was.
And my request for you is Democracy is Coming to the USA.
Yeah, I mean, I can't play it on the guitar, but I could absolutely sing it.
A cappella.
Okay. Got it. Boom, 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 boom. Speed it. Boom, 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 boom. It's coming through a hole in the air. Doom, boom. From those nights in Tiananmen Square. Doom, boom. It's coming from the feel that it ain't exactly real, or it's real, but it ain't exactly there. From the wars against disorder, from the sirens night and day, from the fires of the homeless, from the ashes of the gay, democracy is coming, boom, 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 to the USA, boom, 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 boom. It's coming through a crack in the wall, on a visionary flood of alcohol, from the staggering account of the Sermon on the Mount, which I don't pretend to understand at all. It's coming from the silence on the dock of the bay, from the brave, the bold, the battered heart of Chevrolet. Democracy is coming, boom, 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 to the USA. Boom, 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 boom. It's coming from the sorrow in the street, the holy places where the races meet, from the homicidal bitchin' that goes on in every kitchen to determine who will serve and who will eat. From the wells of disappointment where the people kneel to pray for the grace of God in the desert here and the desert far away. Democracy is coming, bum, 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 to the USA. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Sail on, boom, 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 sail on, oh mighty ship of state, boom, 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 to the shores of need, past the reefs of greed, through the squalls of hate, boom, boom. Sail on, sail on, sail on, sail on, doo-doo. Boom, 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 boom. It's coming to the women and the men and everyone in between and beyond. We'll be making love again. We'll be going down so deep that the river's gonna weep and the mountain's gonna cry, amen. It's coming from the tidal flood beneath the lunar sway, imperial, mysterious, in amorous array. Democracy's coming, boom, 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 to the USA. Doom, 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 boom, ka-doom, boom, 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 boom. It's coming to America first, the cradle of the best and of the worst. It's here they've got the range and the machinery for change, and it's here they've got the spiritual thirst. It's here the family is broken, and it's here that the lonely say that the heart has got to open in a fundamental way. Democracy is coming, boom, 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 to the USA. Doom, 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 boom, 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 doom, 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 doom. Sail on, oh mighty ship of state, to the shores of need, past the reefs of greed, through the squalls of hate. Ah, sail on, sail on, sail on. Doom, 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 boom, doom, 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 doom. I'm sentimental, if you know what I mean. I love the country, but I can't stand the scene. I'm neither left nor right. I'm just staying home tonight, getting lost in that hopeless little screen. But I'm stubborn as those garbage bags that time cannot decay. I'm junk, but I'm still holding up this little wild bouquet. Democracy's coming, doom, 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 to the USA. Doom, 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 boom, 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 doom, 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 doom. Sail on.
Wow. Wow.
When I first learned that song, my friend Sean Cronin from Vancouver asked me to sing it for a tribute, a Leonard Cohen tribute, and I did not know the song, and I learned it, and I would tear up just learning it, just to have those words in my mouth, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then they work on you, and they kind of bring you this fascinating strength to have words that well formed come through your body, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I love it. I love it. Maybe we've talked about this before, maybe we haven't. But when Sean Cronin left Vancouver, he had a garage sale.
Ha!
And I went to his garage sale, and I got a map. I got a laminated map of Vancouver, city map of Vancouver. And I really don't know him at all. You know, I met him, our mutual friend Noah Walker, great guitar player, took me right over to the garage sale. He said, my buddy's moving to New York. He's a great bass player. He's moved to New York. I think Sean played with Noah and this great singer from Vancouver whose name escapes me. And I would go actually up to Vancouver just to watch them play sometimes. So maybe I had met Sean a few times. So that's cool. You know Sean. The world is like that.
He is one of the greatest people I know in this life.
Hey, his map has helped me from getting lost more than once in city of Vancouver. I will say that for the man. I think I got it at a real reasonable price, you know. Because the thing is, you come up from the States, your phone's not working up there. And, you know, it's Canadian, so everything's metric. See, you're up there, you're screwing around. There's a variety of waterways in the city of Vancouver. There's bridges. You're trying to get across them. You don't know where you're going. The gig's in East Vancouver, and you're not in East Vancouver. There's downtown. There's the west side. It's a very complicated situation of a city. And there's North Vancouver. You could take a ferry up there, you know. Well, I don't know what City Lights is, so I hope you'll still do that. I'll do something, you'll do that, and then I don't remember if the last time you were here, were we doing Stump the Band?
Stump the Band? No.
Okay, great. So we've added a segment to the show where somebody calls in and they have requests for you and me. We're the band. And they request, They try to stump us, and they get three requests. And then you and I look at each other through the cyberspace, and we give each other the nod and try to figure out who can do what with the request. So I hope you're up for that, and I'm glad you are. That's fantastic.
Great. I will
And actually, it's a long time, very consistent listener of the show, Bellingham and Judy, all the way from Guelph, Ontario, which is a place a person could go. They have people there who gather in small rooms, and you can sing to them in Guelph, Ontario. I mean, just because it's named Guelph is no reason why somebody wouldn't want to go there. I mean, there's no reason to look down on it or anything like that.
I'm more intrigued, perhaps, because of it.
You're intrigued, yeah.
Guelph? That's very strangely satisfying to say.
Yeah. I was so taken in by your tune there.
Sounds like an animal noise. Guelph.
So I guess we're just going to do a few bars of this Dylan tune. You know, when all else fails and summertime's coming on and It's like people haven't been able to really gather inside, but you can still get around a fireplace outside. We're doing that a lot around here. We get together, and the next morning we're hungover because we're so dehydrated from the smoke, and we smell like smoke. And you get around the campfire in COVID times, and it's bound to happen. Someone's going to get out the guitar, and start playing a little bad Dylan. Everybody knows the first verse of everything, and after that it usually goes downhill, sideways, or if and but or what have you. But the way I see it, a little bad Dylan's better than no Dylan at all. So give you a little bad Dylan here, then we'll pass it back over to Tamar, and then we will stump the band. And this is a reminder that the show will be carrying on through the merry month of May. We're going to start having a limited outdoor audience at various Bellingham backyards. And on the 23rd of May, we will be doing an all Dylan show with my associate Lewis Ledford. The two of us will be doing all Dylan, and we really intend to know more than the first verse of the Dylan songs that we play. Well, I was in your presence for an hour or so. Was it a day? I don't really know. Where the sun never sets, where the wind always blows by the sweet rolling sea. Did you forgive me for what I did? For what I didn't do? For keeping it hid? Did I lose my mind when I tried to get rid of everything you see? Summertime. Cut through fire, we can cut through mud. You came the one before the flood, set everyone free. Strangers meddled in our affairs, poverty and shame were there. For all that suffering was not to be compared with the glory that is to be. Summertime, in the summertime. Show coming up May 23rd to celebrate Bob Dylan's birthday. And this is the kitchen table after the gig. I have heard that some people go to tall buildings where there are lots of small rooms where there's doors that lock behind you and you can have a shower and you don't talk to anybody. I've done this once or twice, but not real familiar with it. What happens to me when I'm on the road is I go to somebody's living room and I'm going to crash on a soggy couch. But before the sleeping time comes, we sit around the table, have a few more jars and a few more songs, and it doesn't matter what we play. What matters is we have a little bit more humanity sung across that kitchen table. And so excited to have a little humanity coming at us all the way from a special situation there in Brooklyn, New York, with our friend Tamar. So good to see you, and it's not over. It sounded like the exit rap.
What's that?
I was sort of sounded like an exit rap, but it's not. It was just a celebratory rap I was doing there.
I'm really celebrating that. I'm so happy you asked me to do this again, and I'm so happy for you guys that you are going to do the live guests coming up.
It's pretty cool. It will be,
it's great.
We think we want it, but maybe once we have a live audience, we'll just look back on these days when we could just get together. Neither David or I are wearing pants right now. Soon we're gonna have to wear pants. So we'll just see how that all goes down.
It's a great spot you guys are in with all the tackle and whatnot behind you.
This is sort of on theme with your appearance at Carnegie Hall. This was a gift from our brother Ted to David. I'm going to bring this into the camera here. How am I doing?
Beautiful. whiskey and songs.
So this, this bits of eye candy here for the crowd. What is this tune, City Lights, you talk of?
Well, I got a question for you. Do I do one more? I want to make sure I sing the tune that that I wrote recently.
Right. The tune you did earlier tonight at Carnegie Hall. Yes, definitely give that a blast, and then we'll take it from there.
Should I do that now, or is there going to be one more?
You should do that now. We don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know. This much we know. And that's actually what this literally is about, which is what I have tended to grapple with long before COVID, the grace of uncertainty and navigating life's waters and all existential questions interests me. And then the commission piece was literally on the subject of the grace of uncertainty. So I called this tune Walking into the Unknown. It's quite high. It's like almost like an operetta piece, mostly because Dennis really liked the key on how he could voice chords on the tenor resophonic, but it's enjoyable. But I'm going to do something unorthodox and play it. I couldn't find the right chord to play it right into the system, so I'm going to sing karaoke to this is Dennis Lichtman playing the tenor, and then also himself playing the clarinet. Wish me luck. Wish us all luck. That's what the song's about. Walking into the unknown, which seeds will sprout of those that are sown, wading through the waters rising higher, setting sail while others are mired. And when will winds be free again to blow our singing breezes? When our ship comes in, will you see us breathe again? Beyond the storm upon the shore, to walk anew on the upturned lands, soiled plans amidst the sands, the time lost through its tricking hands. Where will wandering souls thread new beginnings? May wisdom sprout seeds with each season spinning. Walking into the unknown, which seeds will sprout of those that are sown,
straight from the boards of Carnegie Hall. Wow. I have
Could
to
you
say,
hear that okay with this
it was
situation?
beautiful.
Great.
If you had not told us that and instead just put it behind a potted plant, we would have thought that Dennis was just on the other side of the camera. It didn't sound specifically Irish to me.
I know, that was what was funny. I when they asked me about being one of their contributors to the festival, I was like, is that okay with them? Do they know? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the other people were Kaya Cater the funny thing was, and I think it was because of the timing of things, like there were plenty of people that had already been part of the Irish Arts Center series who already made their pieces and they were up, but those who hadn't yet might have, yeah, that was part of why we were picked, I think.
Well, there's 4 million people who live on the island of Ireland, and there's 40 million people who call themselves Irish. So the Irish diaspora has room for everyone. So
I consider that there's some very strong thing in my vortex in this life. I mean, from the time I picked up my dad's Yeats Irish Fairy and Folk Tale, like 1950s edition, modern library edition, I was just like, this is the most exciting stuff I've ever read. And then one of the coolest things I've done in life is be part of Mick Maloney's thing at the Irish Arts Center. It's just like brought so much breadth. And then it's like the reason I met him in the first place, and we talk about that in there's like a conversation interview type thing that Dennis and I do. I haven't listened to it yet. It just aired today and I haven't been able to listen to it. But we talk about how we met because he was on his way to the Mona's Irish session that happened on Monday nights. And they came over, him and Isaac Alderson and Dan Lowry, these great Elan Pipes, and you probably know them, and flute players. They were, and Dennis had his mandolin with him. They came through Banjo Jim's because we used to play there on Monday. And so we just had a feeling about them and asked them to sit in. And then we started going to the Irish session after we finished our Banjo Jim's gig.
Love it.
And then that session, the jazz session that happens on Tuesdays, started because of that, because of coming afterwards.
Love
and
it.
One night the Irish session had like dwindled down, and we were still hanging out, and there was a piano, and Aidan was tending bar, and we asked if we could play a few tunes because we were in the spirit. It was one of our guys' birthday, and so everything in the East Village, like all the East Village gigs that we were doing a lot, has been very woven into the scene of Irish trad players and
Love it.
that community.
Love it. Love it. And the perfect segue,
Yeah.
I think, to stump the band, because we never know
Okay.
what the requests are going to be, and sometimes we need to weave to fulfill the requests. So this is our friends all the way from Guelph, which, as you noted, is something of a noise an animal might make. Bellingham and Judy, are you on the line?
Connecting audio.
They're connecting audio right now. They're coming in. It's this is international now. These are our friends from the north side of the border. And I did play a house concert up there a couple of years ago, and that's when I met Judy. I'd met Bellingham previous. Do we have you? Bellingham, are you on the line?
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, we got
How
you.
is everyone doing?
Hey, we're feeling good. We're feeling good. And so what did you and Judy decide that would be your beverage for the show tonight?
Well, our beverage for the show this evening was fairly dull. The pandemic seems to have us enjoying the same thing over and over. So we are currently enjoying properly made Canadian Caesars.
Okay, right. That was the first group
Okay.
drink we all had.
Kind of hunkered down, so
So yeah,
Do you
But
guys want to turn on your video so we can see you too?
No, we don't have their video. We don't. We just get to hear them. It's like
Oh,
talk
okay.
radio.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Go on.
You like it too.
Yeah. So,
What are you wearing? No, just kidding.
Oh, a hoodie.
A hoodie.
Holy,
Yeah.
this escalated very quickly.
So are you working on Canadian Caesar #1 or #2?
We are currently on, I believe we are on 2.5.
2.5. Good.
We're going to call
Good.
it a 2.5.
Tamar, have you
We're
ever had a
both
Canadian
wearing-
Caesar?
No, but I
Yeah.
regret that.
Yeah.
I haven't.
I think it's good to have regrets. There's people who say, I have no regrets. I think, are you not paying attention? There's all sorts of things I regret. But let's not talk about that. Let's move right on to the requests coming in. Well, I do actually want to know if Billy and Judy, has anyone ever referred to the name of your town as the noise an animal might make?
Well, it's Canada's interest. Judy's laughing.
Well,
Canada's interesting because we have a university that is called Dalhousie, and we have a street in our hometown that is called. Wait, sorry. We have a university called Dalhousie,
Yeah, which is the proper way.
and then a street that is called Dalhousie,
In our hometown, which is the improper way.
and it's spelt the same. So I don't know how Canada works.
Okay.
It's a mystery to most of us.
I don't know
Well,
either.
So anyway,
Yeah.
we put our heads.
Grouch? How do you say the name of the town again? I forgot it already.
Wealth. And interestingly, there is wealth in California.
I did not know that.
No, we
I'm
didn't
from
know
Spelled
that.
the same way.
Okay. Well, we have definitely, there's
John Galt has
some
something to do with it.
geography experts out there pushing up their glasses on their nose right now. What would you like to hear? You've heard Tamar do such an amazing array of material, original, traditional, and archival, and I'm sure that has inspired your requests as well as you're pretty familiar with my work, and so I'm kind of curious. So the way this works is you say your 3 requests all in a row. Tamar and I get to send the research librarians in our brains back to the file cabinets that may be pretty dusty and see if we can pull off these requests. So give it to us.
All right, so this is either going to work really awesome or not to plan. So I decided that we're going to stick to a theme, and the theme is John, but not in the way you think. So the first artist is famous. Kurt Cobain wore him on his sweatshirt. He passed out cassettes in the 1980s. He got signed for one album, then immediately dropped. There is a documentary, award-winning documentary about him. My first artist is Daniel Johnston.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's why we. That's why
what I
we
was
get
hoping.
all 3 at the top here. The research librarians have to sometimes go down some dusty corridors. So what's request number 2?
So my next artist
Number two.
artist is on absolutely everything you've ever listened to that takes place in the 70s. It is Mr. John Mayall.
Okay, and the Blues Breakers.
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
I knew you'd get
Number
this.
3.
And the third is the Gimme because I got a little nervous about my first pick. So I just went with the blues legend Robert Johnson.
Okay.
And those are my
we
3
got
Johns.
Johns. Wow. I'm glad Tamar's on this gig because I think she's got this under control. Like it's just, I feel
Not
the confidence pouring out from over there.
I just wish I could think of the song I played once of a Daniel Johnston tune about love.
True
Can
love
someone-
will find you in the end.
True love will find me in the end.
Beautiful sentiment.
That one I might be able to dig up.
Meanwhile,
Can I look up the lyrics? Am I allowed to do that?
You can.
I just so you guys know, I also have an out.
You have a fourth. Sometimes the fourth is really critical. Stump the band. What's your fourth?
Yeah, it's Bay City Rollers.
That's
I'm
supposed
so
to be the
bad.
easy one?
I'm so easy to sing.
Who doesn't like the Bay City Rollers?
Everybody likes the Bay City Rollers.
Beach
When I was
Boys,
in high school, I had a
whatever.
band called
Beatles.
South Paradise and the Apple Pie Blues Band that played original blues from the suburbs, 9-piece band. And then at some point I realized I really had no business whatsoever playing the blues, which is why I don't have any John Mayall or Robert Johnson's really under my fingers all that well. But we did, you know. But I'll do a little bit of something of that nature. That'll give Tamar a chance to dig up the Daniel Johnston in her repertoire. Let's see, David. Let's play some deep down, dirty dog. Went into the mud, got muddy, came home, got mud all over the carpet, but the vacuum cleaner was broken, and we had been drinking, so we didn't care. We laid down in the mud. Now our clothes are dirty, and we passed out in the mud that the dog brought home from the pond blues. Said, hey, baby, do you wanna go? Said, hey, baby, do you wanna go? Back out living life city, sweet home Chicago. Said, hey, baby, don't you wanna go? Said, hey, baby, don't you wanna go? Back out living life city, sweet home Chicago. And 1 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4. Sweet baby, won't you take me to door? Said, hey, baby, don't you wanna go? Back out living life city, sweet old Chicago. 4 4 is 8 8 8 16. Oh, sweet baby, don't be so mean at 8. Baby, don't you wanna go? Back out living life city, sweet old Chicago. South Paradise and the Apple Pie Blues Band took this form here. We wrote a tune called The Main Street Blues. I've been in Indian City, around the country too, but I've never been down Main Street. That's why I got the blues, got the Main Street Blues. Got the Main Street Blues. From my head to my shoes, oh Lord, got the Main Street Blues. 1 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4. Sweet old baby, won't you let me in your door? Hey, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to my city, sweet old Chicago. All right, some version of Sweet Home Chicago, hopefully short and sweet enough to pass it back over there at the kitchen table, all the way over there to Brooklyn. Crown Heights. I thought maybe you could tell us something about Crown Heights, you know, because in the city of New York, all the neighborhoods mean something to people, but to the rest of the world, they don't mean anything. But Tamar, maybe tell us what Crown Heights means.
What?
Maybe not. Just go ahead. Focus on the Daniel Johnston. I think you've got it, and I'm ready to hear.
It's so deceptively. Yeah, and I was trying to figure out whether I could figure out the two chords that the song that I was gonna sing has. You love body body dee ba da 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 da. I'll try.
Don't be afraid to go a cappella.
Yeah, I know, but okay, sure, why not? True love will find you in the end. You'll find out just who was your friend. Don't be sad, I know you will. But don't give up until true love will find you in the end. This is a promise with a catch. Only if you're looking can it find you. Is that true? 'Cause true love is searching too. But how can it recognize you if... Is it okay that I'm reading the lyrics, by the way? Yes, okay. If you don't step into the light, don't be sad, I know you will. Don't give up until true love will find you in the end.
Beautiful. Well done.
I like his drawings were nice too. I'm sorry, Daniel Johnston, for not really getting that, but
I thought it was beautiful. I like his songs when you sing them. There's Tamar does Johnston. How about, I don't know, we're running late, but it doesn't matter because there's no band on at at the end of the hour. We can do whatever we want. So I would love it if you would play City Lights, because I'm not sure what that was.
You know what?
What?
Wait, I have a weird request. I mean, I could do City Lights. It's that Ray Price tune, but what Bellingham was saying, this is maybe not at all allowed, but it's another John, and it's weird. I don't really know any Robert Johnson tunes from front to back, but I know Mississippi John Hurt tunes. Does that count?
That is the beauty of Stump the Band. It goes to places that may or may not make sense, but always reveal a deeper truth.
I mean, it does make sense in light of, I mean, he's like...
That totally counts.
Oh, we still got Billiam. Yeah. We still got Billiam on the line. Was Billiam still on the line? All right. Well, Tamar, give us another one, and then I'll wrap this thing up with a bow.
I love this tune, and
okay.
what I remember of it, but I remember a lot more than any of the Robert Johnson tunes that I know a little bit of.
Let's send Billiam off, though. Billiam, Judy, thank you so much for your constant support, keeping everybody...
Be well, enjoy your Caesar.
Enjoy your Caesar, and can't wait to meet in person, but it's a joy to have you both on the show as the representative of Ontario every week. And here comes...
Sending love to everyone. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, actually, I should say this, Billiam, Judy. Anything else you want to say to the group while you're on the line?
Just that we love you and stay safe.
All right, that works.
Thank you.
True love will find you in the end.
I'm gonna sing this a cappella too. Blues all on the ocean, blues all in my head. Have no work, I cannot stay here no longer, but I have no steamship fare. When my earthly trials are over, cast my body out in the sea. Save on the undertaker bill, let the mermaids flirt with me. My wife controls our happy home, and earthly, I'm doing it, sorry. I do not work for pleasure, earthly peace I'll see no more. The only reason I work at all is to drive the wolves from my door. When my earthly trials are over, cast my body out in the sea. Save on the undertaker bill, let the mermaids flirt with me. My wife controls our happy home, my sweetheart I cannot find. The only thing I can call my own is a trouble and a worried mind. When my earthly trials are over, cast my body out in the sea. Save on the undertaker bill, let the mermaids flirt with me. Blues all in my body, my darling has forsaken me. If I never see her face again, have to travel across the sea. When my earthly trials are overcast, my body out in the sea. Save on the undertaker bill, let the mermaids flirt with me. Save on the undertaker bill, let the mermaids flirt with me.
Oh, beautiful. If I didn't know better, I would think that might be not a Mississippi John Hurt song, but a song by that great New York songwriter whose work was nearly lost, but has become sort of in vogue the last couple of years with yourself and some other New York
Oh,
heads.
yeah. Now I
You
know
know?
who you get. Connie Converse.
Yeah, it kind of has a
She
Connie
wasn't a
Converse
New
vibe to
Yorker.
it. She wasn't a
She
New
wa-
Yorker?
No, she was from Wisconsin originally, and then she spent a little time here, but I don't think she lived here, and she went to like Hampshire College, and
How can Connie not be a New Yorker? You know what I mean?
I know.
I mean, she just seems like she had an apartment in New York and wrote all these great songs. Well, we're going to have to talk about that more next time, because what I know that you don't know is that your video has frozen up tomorrow. We had your audio there.
Is it better now?
I don't know.
I think it's
Is it better now?
I think it's better now.
Ah, nope. David says it's not better. You're gone
No.
from us. You've slipped away. The video has slipped away as sort of
Wow.
it's like a foreshadowing of the fact that the show will be over at some point. So we're just slipping away from the audience slowly, so they get used to the idea that the show will not go on forever, but it will come back next week. And I think at 3 times we've had you on the show as much as we've had anyone. And there's only maybe 1 or 2 others that have been on 3. And I know David feels the same way I do. You're welcome anytime. So great to share some songs around the kitchen table. Oh, there we go. There we got you.
It's
Just
a
in
pleasure.
time to say goodbye. Say goodnight to our friend Tamar.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, David. Thank you, everybody who supports each other live and virtually. Continue to find ways to be well of heart and body.
Woo! Stay on the line tomorrow. We'll have a word with you after we wrap this thing up. But we'd like to close the show with a song from our buddy Hank in Cork City. He plays every night at Charlie's Bar on the Quay in Cork City, unless there's a pandemic. Well, it's great to see you, because we thought you were dead. You come back to life. You get out of your bed, it's great to see you. Is that your ghost? I thought you were gone, burnt toast, it's great to see you. It's great to see you. We're gonna stay. Here for long, I whisper nothing, sing softly on your ear. Try not to cut you, the moment that it's here, shadow it might be, feeling's clear. I couldn't ask for anything more at all about the times we shared. It's all about the times we share. Yeah, it's great to see you. We're gonna stay. You're here for the long night, or you're leaving at the break of day. It's great to see you. Yeah, it's true. It's great to see you. It's great to be near you. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times we share. Thanks to Tamar Korn. Thanks to Bellingham and Judy for tuning in with their great requests. Thanks to Dana Johnson for writing such amazing songs. Thanks to everybody for being with us here. We're going to keep it rolling. Next Sunday, you can maybe wander around the Columbian neighborhood and you'll hear us. And if you're wandering around at this time, you'll hear us singing for sure. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times we share. My name's Robert Sarazin Blake, David Penderloff, and on my right. See you next week.